This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. 2 gunmen killed during highway gunfight, says police. One of St. James's most notorious gunmen, Odin Christopher, was fatally shot during a confrontation with the police on Thursday night. Reports are that a targeted operation conducted by the Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime Branch led the police to intercept a motor vehicle along the north-south highway in the vicinity of the Linstead exit. When signaled by the police to stop, 2 men alighted from the vehicle and opened fire at the police team. The fire was returned and the 2 men were fatally shot. The other shooter is yet to be identified. 1 Intratec Tech 9 submachine gun and 1 9mm pistol were seized. Christopher is known to be a high-ranking member of the Bushead gang and was charged with murder and reporting in St. James on condition of his bail. In a release last night, the Corporate Communications Unit of the Constabulary said the Independent Commission of Investigations has been notified and the scene has been processed. Brothers held for 4 murders remanded. The St. Mary brothers, accused of killing 4 people, including a Chinese couple in separate incidents, were further remanded when they appeared in the Home Circuit Court yesterday and are to return to court on October 12. Nigel Walters, alias Troy, and Nicholas Walters are facing 4 counts of murder in 2 separate incidents in St. Elizabeth and Westmoreland. In the first case, Chinese business operators, 53-year-old Xin Yongshu and 48-year-old He Kong-wan, were shot and killed during a robbery at their supermarket in Bellevue, St. Elizabeth. 3 gunmen were reportedly caught on closed-circuit television footage posing as customers in the supermarket before the deadly attack. Following investigations, the brothers were arrested and charged. The second incident involves a 45-year-old businesswoman, Sophia Brown, and her customer, 58-year-old farmer Bernie Lewis, both of Long Hill District, White House, Westmoreland. Brown was at her wholesale on January 12 when the brothers allegedly entered, posing as customers. Both women were reportedly assisting the men when they were shot and killed. Yesterday, when the case was mentioned, the court was informed that the case files for both matters are incomplete. As a result, a new mention date was scheduled. In the meantime, the court was advised that Nigel has settled his legal representation and that attorney-at-law Denise Walker will appear for him, while senior counsel C.J. Mitchell and Karen Wilson represent the other brother. Noting shortage of data engineers, Holness entreats members of criminal underworld to join formal economy. Prime Minister Andrew Holness on Wednesday issued a call to the country's most unscrupulous players in the criminal underworld, arguing that there is a space for them in the formal economy. The call came during the unveiling of the Amber Heart Institute of Coding at the AC Marriott Hotel in New Kingston, where 25 young Jamaicans graduated with a Level 4 certification in coding from the program. Holness, who was the keynote speaker, said the government has to be deliberate in creating an environment in which 21st century skills and talents will emerge. He said the institute is expected to fill the gap in the field of coding, but noted that an even bigger gap exists within the country for data engineers. "We don't have that skill readily in Jamaica," said Holness. "If we had 5,000 data engineers in Jamaica, all of them would be employed. If we had 10,000 engineers, Google, Meta, Apple, all of them would be right here." He referenced thousands of unattached youth, including gangsters and the unemployed, who he said could better spend their time in the programs because the labor market is changing. "We want to bring all of you in, all of you who say you are choppers, all of them who say they are shotters or that are gangsters and profilers. There is a space in the formal economy that you can earn a living," the Prime Minister said. Choppers is a term loosely used, especially in dancehall culture, to refer to scammers, hustlers, or persons embracing get-rich-quick schemes. He said the directive from his government is very clear. Locate the unattached and train them to meet the needs of the industries that are emerging in the country. Amber Group founder and CEO Dushante Savadia said the Coding Institute could serve as a blueprint for the country's further development by actively training and certifying the workforce to transition to higher value-added jobs. The institute, he said, has trained problem solvers whose skills the private and public sectors must now utilize to innovate, create, and lead Jamaica in technology. In October, the coding school will open its doors to 500 students, 300 of whom are expected to stay on campus and 200 who will commute. I urge Jamaicans to adopt technology because when you adopt technology, you allow more employment in this space, which is the fastest growing in the world. Oftentimes, technology is a catalyst for change. Let us use technology to propel Jamaica to the next frontier, said Savadia. Brown-Burke proposes government set up trust fund for each Jamaican child. Opposition spokesperson on education, Dr. Angela Brown-Burke, has proposed that the government establish a Child Opportunity Trust Fund to ensure each Jamaican has access to funding to begin their adult lives. Dr. Brown-Burke said that the initiative would see the government opening an account in the name of each child 1 year after birth and seeding the account with the equivalent of $100. She said that parents would continue to pay into the account, contributing $100 per day for 18 years, while the government would pay this amount for children who are wards of the state. By the end of 18 years, each child will have access to those funds to purchase their education locally or set up a business, she asserted. Dr. Brown-Burke, who was speaking in the House of Representatives on Wednesday, argued that this initiative would not be expensive for the government and would amount to about less than 2/3 of 1% of the budget, or about $600 million. The idea was also proposed in 2008 by People's National Party Senator Basil Waite, who mooted a Child Equal Opportunity Trust as a means of providing financial stability for the nation's youth. It was revived in recent times by Chair of the PNP's Policy Commission, Canute Thompson.
This account will then be financed by contribution from parents, and in the case of the wards of the state, by the state, to the tune of about $100 Jamaican per day for 18 years. At the end of 18 years, each child will have access to those funds to purchase their education locally or set up a business. How wicked and uncaring can this government be, such that the first thought is about penalizing the parent? What about providing guidance and support to these youngsters? What about cushioning the crisis for them and their families and helping them lift their head above water? What agencies have been asked to intervene to deal with the specific circumstances? Madam Speaker, the financial position of many families is dire, and it cannot be taken lightly. The involvement of these youngsters in illicit activities cannot go unattended, and intervention is required. But that is long before we get to be talking about penal action.
Cases of hand, foot, and mouth disease detected in some schools. The Ministry of Health has issued an alert that cases of hand, foot, and mouth disease have been observed in some schools. On Wednesday, face-to-face classes were suspended at Chandler's Pen Infant and Primary School in Clarendon after 4 suspected cases of hand, foot, and mouth disease were reported among students from the infant department. In a statement Thursday afternoon, the Health Ministry urged members of the public to follow infection prevention and control measures. These include frequent hand washing with soap and water, especially following toilet use and before handling food, cleaning and disinfecting toys and other high-touch surfaces, and avoiding close contact with people who have hand, foot, and mouth disease. The ministry says adults and children can contract hand, foot, and mouth disease. However, children up to 5 years and younger are more susceptible. Persons affected may experience symptoms including fever, loss of appetite, sore throat, and may develop painful sores in the mouth. Rashes may also appear on the palms of hands and the soles of feet or other areas such as the knees, elbows, and buttocks. While there is no specific treatment regimen for hand, foot, and mouth disease, the ministry says fever and dehydration must be managed. Symptoms of dehydration include lethargy, sleepiness, dry tongue and dry lips, known tears when crying, sunken eyes, dry skin, and less urine than normal. The ministry added that elevated temperatures in young children must be evaluated by a health care practitioner. Immediate medical attention must be sought if children experience fever for more than 24 hours or develop signs and symptoms of dehydration. The statement said that children who are sick must remain at home. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.